Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for attending the March Shotsuki service of the Higashi Honganji Los Angeles Beth-In today. When we reflect on our lives through remembering our family members, ancestors, and relatives and friends who passed away before us, we can realize how deeply we are interconnected with each other. If we go back 10 generations, about 250 years ago, each of us has 2,046 ancestors, including our parents. If we go back 20 generations, about 500 years ago, each of us has more than 2 million ancestors. Because of their lives, we are given this opportunity to live our life right at this moment. Our ancestors are no longer physically with us, but they are still supporting us as part of the causes and conditions that make up our lives. We often say, "This is my life," as if this life belongs to an individual called I. But in reality, this life consists of so many other people's lives. Not only our ancestors, but many other lives, such as other humans, animals, fish, and plants, sustain our bodies. Our lives are supported not only by foods, but also by a countless number of people who have made the supply of these foods possible. There are people who produce meat, dairy products, vegetables, fruits, and many other foodstuffs. There are people who transport those products to markets. There are people who distribute, preserve, and sell these products. And our family members drive to a grocery store and buy those foods and cook them so that we can enjoy the meals. In Japan, it is customary to say "Itadakimasu" before each meal to express our appreciation for all the lives of animals, fish, and plants that have become part of our lives. It is expression of our appreciation for being given life. At the end of each meal, we say "Gochiso-sama." The word "chiso" in gochiso means to run around, to provide something to somebody. We say "Gochiso-sama" to express our appreciation for all the efforts made by those who have run around to provide food to our tables. Both phrases of "Itadakimasu" and "Gochiso-sama" are the expression of our appreciation for being given life, I said. We normally associate those words with our meals. But these words are not only about meals, but also about our life itself. In each moment of our lives, we are at the crossroad of the connections with our ancestors in the past and the connections with other lives in the present. I think we should say "Itadakimasu" and "Gochiso-sama" at any given moment. The Shotsuki service is an opportunity for us to remind ourselves of the importance of our connections in the past and the present. It is also an opportunity for us to remind ourselves of the original beauty of the life that are given by those connections. Last year, I had a chance to listen to a lecture given by a minister named Reverend Keiichi Kajiwara. He's a Buddhist minister, but he also works as a pediatrician. As a pediatrician, he has seen so many children at a hospital in Himeji in Japan. From his experience as a doctor, he talked at the lecture about the original beauty of life, or the beauty we can appreciate only with the sense of life. Here are some excerpts from his talk. When a baby is born, the baby is radiant with the beauty of life. The beauty of a baby is not about how he or she looks, or not what the skin color he or she has. It is the beauty of life itself. It is so beautiful that it makes us all smile. When we are born into the world, all of us were radiant with this beauty of life. As we grow up, however, our mind is gradually filled up with knowledge and concepts, which makes it difficult to appreciate our life as it is, because those knowledge and the concepts stand in the way when we see things. Our minds can become attached to the ideas of how we look or how we are valued by other people. Those attachments sometimes cause strong anxieties, which can lead to mental disorders, even among young children. Reverend Kajiwara said that many young children in Japan do not feel happiness when we wake up in the morning. They are anxious about what will be happening in that day and feel no energy to do anything. When they go to bed, they are unable to sleep because they are so anxious about what will happen next day. He said that this was the main problem many children have right now. He also said that those children faced with intense pressure at school and at home as well. Every day they have to go to cram school or tutors after school to get a good grade in order to get into a prestigious school. In addition to those schoolwork, they have to learn something such as the sports or musical instruments or other skills that might be beneficial for getting a good work in the future. If the child is an excellent student at school, the pressures will be much more stronger because his or her parents believe their child is capable to become a high achiever. So those kids feel pressured even more than ever before. They are so busy that there is no time to breathe or no time to be creative. In other words, they have no freedom. So if there is no freedom, it is almost impossible for us to be creative. So as a result, they lose sight of their original beauty of life and lose energy to live the day. Reverend Kajiwara said he wanted those children to feel happy when they wake up in the morning and sleep well at night. That is the goal he wants to achieve in treating children as a doctor. So that is the meaning of happy life, he said. So we adults have the same problem too. We face many pressures in our life in making a living or supporting our families. But Reverend Kajiwara pointed out that many of us tend to take our life for granted and give priority to unimportant things other than living our life to the fullest. Then we also lose sight of our original beauty of life. But when we get even older or get sick, we realize our life is limited and can appreciate the original beauty of life again. When a baby is born, his or her grandparents are usually happier than the baby's parents are. That's because older people know the limitation of their life much deeper than the younger people do, and appreciate the original beauty of life itself. But all of us still have the radiant beauty of life. When we see a blossoming flower, we find it beautiful, right? What makes the flower beautiful is not its shape or color. The flower's life makes us think it is beautiful. There is a difference between what we see with our eyes and what we feel with our sense of life. We are moved by the original beauty of the flower's life because we have the same beauty of life. Even if our mind is filled with anxieties, our life is still radiant with its original beauty. We are just sometimes losing sight of it. When we reflect on our relationships with our family members, ancestors, or friends who passed away before us, we can remind ourselves of the precious connections that make up our lives and of the original beauty of our life, which has always been deep inside of our existence. The Buddhist altar represents the Pure Land. The Pure Land is not a place that exists somewhere up in the sky. It is a symbol of life itself, which is radiant with the original beauty of life. The voice of chanting is not an incantation or spell or something like that. It is the expression of the sound of life. The Shotsuki service is the opportunity for us to remember how deeply interconnected we are, and the opportunity for us to renew our appreciation of our life and remind ourselves of the original beauty of our existence. So that's my appreciation of the Reverend Kajiwara's lecture. Okay, thank you very much for listening, and thank you very much for attending the March Shotsuki service of the Higashi Hongan Jiro-san birthday today. Thank you very much.